Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Nidatam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Manojavam Marutatulyabekam Jitendriyam Buddhibatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayotamukyam Shri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami Santoshini Jaganmata Mama Saubhagyavriddhaye Namaskaromi Bhaktya Tvam Prasanna Varada Bhava Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Gridau Vande Bhagavandau Punah Punah Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha-jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashandaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Satchitanandarupaya Vishwotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Nilambujasyamalakomalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Varnau Mahasayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Rakhuvam Shanatham Krishna Rakshatu Mam Charachara Guru Krishnam Namasye Sada Krishne Naiva Surakshito Hamasakrit Krishnaya Dattam Manaha Krishna Deva Samudbhavo Mama Vibho Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Bhakti Rajanjalastu Bhagavan He Krishna Tupyam Namaha He Krishna Tupyam Namaha. Last class we saw the story of Vritrasura, Vritrasura-vatham, and we have seen up to 10th verse. That is where the Vritrasura-vatham ends. Then the 11th verse, we are in dasakam 23. And 11th verse, there is a separate story, Patadri telling in a very brief way. When Devatas became victorious and all the Asuras were destroyed, and whatever remaining one, they were pushed to Patala. And seeing the condition of her children, that is Diti, Diti was the wife of Kashyapa Prajapati. Kashyapa Prajapati had two wives. One is Aditi, another is Diti. Aditi's children were Devatas, Indra, etc. Then Diti's children were Daityas, Asuras. Though they were cousins, they were inimical to each other. So when the Diti saw her children are in trouble, she decided to please her husband. And she served him very beautifully. And afterwards, Kashyapa Prajapati was very pleased. He asked her, "What is that you want? I am very pleased with you. And I will grant you whatever you ask." He offered a boon to her. This is a problem with some husbands. Without thinking, they offer help. This is what happened to Dasharatha. Now, same thing happened to Kashyapa. Now she said, "I want a boon to have a child who will kill Indra." Now, Kashyapa Prajapati was in a dilemma because Indra is also his son. But he said, "Okay, I will give you a vratam that is called Pumsavana." The detail of the vratam is there in the 6th canto of Bhagavatam towards the end. And this you have to observe this for 1 year without a break, without making any mistake. Worshipping the cow, Brahmanas, Goddess Lakshmi, and Lord Vishnu. This is the Pumsavana Vardam. And you should not sleep in the afternoon or Sandhya Vela. You should always keep yourself clean. So these are all the rules. He said, if you make a mistake, then that child will turn into Indra's friend. Instead of killing him, the child will turn into Indra's friend. She said, "Doesn't matter, I can observe it strictly without any mistake." And she started observing this Vratam, Pumsavanam. And Indra came to know about this. And he disguised as a young boy and served Diti, helped her to perform all her rites and waiting for her to make a mistake. One day she was so tired in a Sandhya Vela and she slept. Indra took that chance and with his yogic power, he went inside the womb and with his Vajrayudh, he cut the embryo into 7 pieces. And because of the power of Vratam, these 7 pieces did not die. They become babies. And they start crying. So Indra said, "Ma Ruta, don't cry." And then again he cut those 7 pieces, another 7, each one 7, 7. So total 49 pieces. All of them became children. Because the power of Vrata. And they are called Maruta because he said Maruta. So Maruta. And all of them came out along with Indra. And when Diti saw Indra also among her children came out from her womb, she was surprised. Then she said, please tell me what happened. I prayed only for one child. Now I have 49 children. How did this happen? Tell me the truth. Indra prostrated before her and told her the truth. But by the time she already, because of the power of the vratam, her mind has totally changed. She forgave Indra because now that you have come from my womb, you are my child, so I cannot curse you. But please accept my children also and take them with you. Indra accepted that and he made them devatas. That is why 49 Maruts are there. Marut means wind god. So this is the story in one verse, Bhattadari is telling. Okay, now who is chanting?
Swamiji, myself.
Okay.
Shall I chant the 11th verse?
Yeah.
त्वत्सेवनेन दितिरिन्द्रवधोऽध्यतापि तान् प्रत्युतेन्द्र सुहृदो मरुतोऽभिलेभे दुष्टाशयेऽपि शुभदैव भवन्निषेवा तत्तादृशस्त्वमवमां पवनालयेश
Indratyodhyata api. Although wanting to kill Indra, Diti Tatsevanena. Diti, on account of your worship, Abhilephe tan marutaha, begot those maruts. Pratyuta Indra Suhrdaha, who, contrary to her wishes, became friends of Indra. She wanted a son to kill Indra, but contrary to her wishes, the children became friends of Indra. Bhavan Nisheva Shubhada Eva. Bhattadari says here, your worship is the bestower of only good. This is the result of worshipping Bhagavan. Bhagavan remove the inimical thought from our mind. Dushtashaye api, even on those with evil intention, your worship will bestow on them the noble thoughts. He Pavanalayesha, Lord of Guruvayur, Tattadrishaha Tvam Avama. Same way, may you protect me. With that, the 23rd dasakam is over. With that, the 6th canto of Bhagavatam is also over. Now we are entering into the 7th canto of Bhagavatam from the 24th dasakam onwards. Now 7th canto of Bhagavatam is called Utayaha. The title is Utayaha. Utaya means vasanas. There are 3 types of vasanas. One is Asuri Vasana. then Devi Vasana, then Manushya Vasana, Manushi Vasana. Now to indicate there are 15 chapters in the 7th canto, 5 chapters are spent to describe, to give details about each type of Vasana. For Asuri Vasana, Hiranyakashipu story is told. Then Devi Vasana, Prahlada story is told. Then Manushi Vasana, there is a conversation between Yudhishthira and Naradji. Now that is what now we are going to see in the following dasakams. The first story is Prahlada story. Now, okay, let us see.
Hiranyakshe potri pravaravapuषा teva bhavata hate shoka krodha glapita dhritiretasya sahajaha hiranya prarambha kashipuramararati sadasi pratignyāmatene tava kilavadārtham madhuripo.
Hey Madhuripo, O Lord, destroyer of Madhu, Hiranyakshe hate sati bhavata. Hiranyakshe hate sati bhavata. When Hiranyaksha was killed by you, Potri pravara vapusha etasya sahaja, in the form of the mighty boar, his brother Sahajaha, Hiranya Prarambha Kashipuhu, by name Kashipuhu Hiranya Prarambha, with the prefix Hiranya, Hiranya Kashipu. Shoka Krota Klapita Dhritihi, who had lost his balance due to grief and anger. Kila atene pratiknyam, it is said, he took a solemn vow. Amararadi sadasi vadartham tava. In the assembly of Asuras, he took a solemn vow to kill you, the Lord of the universe, Vishnu. Then what happened?
Vidhataram ghoram sakhalu tapasitva nachirataha purasakshat kurvan suranara mrugadhyairanidanam varam labdva dripto jagadiha bhavanayakamidam parikshundan nindrat aharata divam tvamaganayan.
In Bhagavatam, this portion is given a detailed description and how he consoled his sister-in-law and children and his mother, Diti, giving Vedantic teaching. You know, it's very beautiful. Bhagavatam. Asuras also know Vedanta. It is not that only others know. That is called Rakshasa Vedanta. So Rakshasa Vedanta, he talks, then afterwards he take a vow that I will kill this Vishnu who killed my brother. And with that, he handed over the kingdom to his minister. He went away to do tapas, to attain power. So that is what is told here. Saha khalu koram tapasitva. Indeed, having performed very severe austerities, sakshat kurvan vidhataram, having made the creator Brahmaji to appear in person before him. Puraha na chirataha labdva. So Bhattadri here says he got Brahmaji darshan without delay. I mean, in Puranas it is said he did tapas for many years, but Bhattadri here says he got it soon because his tapas was that severe. Varam anidhanam, the boon of freedom. Varam anidhanam suranara mrigatyehi, the boon of freedom from death at the hands of devas, men and animals. He asked a boon that I should not be killed by any creatures created by Brahmaji, whether they are human being or animal or birds or reptiles. Then I should not be killed during day or night. I should not be killed with any weapons. I should not be killed Akasha or earth. So all this stipulation he made, thought that he is invincible. Druptaha sanna aganayan tvam, puffing up with, and Suradhara Mrigadehi at the hands of devas, men and animals, etc. And when he got that boon, Brahmaji said, it's a difficult boon you are asking, but since I have given you a promise, I will bless you. Then once you got the boon, now puffing up with pride, disregarding you, Parichundan idam jagadiha, he started pulverizing this world here. Bhavan Nayakam, which has you as its Lord, Aharata Divam Indra, and finally captured Devaloka, heaven from Indra.
Nihantum tvam bhuyaha tava padamavaptasya charipoho bahirdrishtarantar dadhita hridaye sukshma vapusha nadannuchaihi tatrapyakhila bhuvanante cha mrigayan bhiyayatam matva sakhalu jitakashi nivavrute.
Bhuyaha tvam andardaditha. Again you remain hidden. Sukshma vapusha cha hridaye, in a subtle form in the heart. Ripoho pihirdrishtehe. You remained hidden in a subtle form in the heart of the enemy Hiranyakashipu, who was endowed with only external eyes. He is bereft of the inner eye. Avaptasya tavapadam. And he reached your abode, Vaikuntha, Nihantum tvam, in order to kill you. Nadan uchay mrigayan, roaring loudly and hunting for you. Tatrapi akhila bhuvanante cha, matva tvam yatam piya. There in Vaikuntha and also in all other worlds, not finding you, and concluding matva tvam yatam bhiya, concluding that you had fled away because of fear. Sakhalu nivavrute jitakashi. He indeed returned home claiming victory. Continuing.
ततोऽस्य प्रह्लादः समजनिसुतो गर्भवसतौ मुनेर्वीणापाणेः अधिगतभवद्भक्तिमहिमा स वै जात्या दैत्यः शिशुरपि समेत्य त्वयि गतस्त्वद्भक्तानां वरद परमोदाहरणताम्.
It seems when Hiranyakashipu left his kingdom for tapas, he left the palace and the kingdom in the hands of his minister and his queen, Kayatu, was also there. And when Hiranyakashipu left, Indra thought this is a good chance to attack the Asuras and defeat them. And Indra attacked the whole Asura and defeated them. Some of them ran away and escaped to Patala. But he took the Kayatu who was expecting a baby. When he was taking her to heaven, Narada stopped him. Why are you taking this queen? She is innocent. He said, I am not going to kill her. I am going to kill the child who is another Rakshasa going to be against Indra. Then Narada said, you will not be able to kill that child. He is going to be Mahabhakta of Narayana. So when he heard Narada's words, Devendra went round her in prostration and left her. Narada took her to his ashram and taught her. And these Kayatu also asked two boons from Narada. One is Ichha Prasavam, that I should deliver this baby only when I think it is appropriate time. Then protection from all evil. My child should be protected. Both the boon Narada gave. So the child who was in the womb, Narada taught him all our Shastras. And he was there for a long time. So you know it is possible. Called prenatal education. So Balavihar started from the womb. Now that story is now Bhattadri is telling. Tataha samajani asya sutaha. Then was born to him a son by name Prahladaha Garbhavasatau. Prahlada, even while being in the womb, Atikatha Bhavat Bhakti Mahima, had imbibed the greatness of devotion to you. Munehe Vinapanehe, from the sage with a lute in hand, that is Narada. He Varata, bestower of boons. Vai Jatya Daityaha Shishu api, though an Asura by birth, a mere child by age. Sametya Ritim Toi, having attained intense love for you. Sagataha Paramodaharanatam. He, Prahlada, attained the status of the foremost example of devotion. That is why when we chant the name of devotees, the first name we say Prahlada. Prahlada, Narada, Parashara, Pundarika, Vyasa, Ambarisha, Shuka, Shaunaka, Bhishmaradi. Punyanimam Parama Bhagavatam Smarami. So they are the devotee. In that devotee list, Prahlada comes first. Tat Bhaktanam, among your devotees. Continuing.
Surarinam hasyam tava charanadasyam nijasute sadrishtva dushtatma guru bhirashi shikshachiramamum guru proktam chasau idam abhadraya dhridamiti apakurvan sarvam tava charana bhaktyaiva vavrudhe.
Drishtva nichasute tava charana dasyam. Observing in his own son devotion to your feet. Tava charana dasyam. Hasyam surarina. An object of ridicule among the enemies of Devas. Saha Dushtatma Ashitchit Ashitchad Amum Gurubhihi Chiram. The evil-minded person Hiranyakashipu educated Prahlada by competent teachers for long. So Shukracharya was the Kulaguru. Shukracharya went for tapas. So he appointed his son Chandamarka. They were the guru for Prahlada. Even though he was a king, but still the Sampradaya tradition was so strong that they used to send their children to Gurukula to study. He is a king, monarch. He could have ordered the teachers to come to the palace and teach. Unlike nowadays, our teaching is all online teaching. So here you see, they went to Gurukula. Guru Proktam Vidhi, taught by the preceptor, saying, Idam Dridam Abhadraya Idam. And when they saw that this boy is devoted to Vishnu, they said, this is sure lead to evil only. Vavrdhe tava charana bhaktya eva. But grew up with devotion to your feet alone. But Prahlada, because in the Gurukula, they were taught Artha, Kama, and Dharma. Rakshasa Dharma, okay? Shukraniti is also there in Bhagavatam. Shukracharya's Niti is totally different. No moksha. Moksha was not taught. So when Prahlada saw that, he did not object, but he didn't pay attention. And then what happened one day?
Adhiteshu shreshtham kimiti pariprushte tatanaye bhavad bhaktim varyam abhigadati paryakuladhritihi gurubhyo roshitva sahajamatirasyetyabivadan vadhopayan asmin vyatanuta bhavat pada sharane.
One day, the school was, like a long weekend holiday. So the school was closed. So Chandamarka took Prahlada to his palace. And mother was so happy to see her child and gave him a nice bath and put him on some nice clothes and gave him good breakfast. Then took him to see his father. And father was very fond of his child. His only child. So he was very happy to see him. And he fondled him, lifted him. He was only 5-year-old child. Lifted him and put him on his lap. Then asked. So that is what he's telling. Asked, what is that? So much you have learned from your gurus. What is the best that you learned from your guru? Tell me. Now, any father will ask that question. In our Balvihar also, parents come and pick up the children from Balvihar. That day, while driving home, they ask, what did you learn today? They ask. Now here you see the answer. Atha tanaye pariprishte sati. Once when the son was asked by Hiranyakashipu, iti kim sreshtam adhiteshu, as to which was the best among what he had learned, abhigatati bhavat bhaktim varyam, and the son stated devotion to you as the best. So the answer given in Bhagavatam is Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyamatma Nivedanam Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhaktischen Navalakshana Kriyate Bhagavatyadha Tanmaye Dhidamuttamam. This is the verse Prahlada said to his father. Devotion, Navavidha Bhakti, Shravanam, listening to his exploits, Kirtanam, chanting his name and reciting hymns and singing his praise. Smaranam, remembering him. Padasevanam, serving his lotus feet. Archanam, worshipping him. Vandanam, paying respect to him. Dasyam, practicing the role of a servant. Sakhyam, looking upon him as an intimate friend. And Atmanivedanam, totally surrendering oneself to him. These are the Navavidha Bhakti. Now that is what Prahlada told Hiranyakashipu. Then what happened? Saha Paryakula Dhritihi. He, Hiranyakashipu, getting agitated in mind. He did not get angry this time to Prahlada. He got angry with the teachers. He said, what are you teaching? So this is totally against my policy. And what is that you are teaching in the Gurukula? And Abhividan iti asya sahajamatihi. And this Tandamarka got angry, got disturbed, feared, because Raja can kill them. Therefore, they said, Bhagavan, it is not our fault. It is by nature, not that we taught. It is by nature he has learned. Sahajam. Sahajamatihi, this was his natural bend of mind. Vyatanuta vathopayan asmin, devised means of killing this boy. Bhavat pada sharane, who had your feet as refuge. Then he got really angry. And he started preparing to kill him. He is my enemy. He is my enemy's devotee. Therefore, he is my enemy. Continuing.
Sashulairavidhaha subahumathito diggajaganaihi mahasarpairdashto api anashanagaraha vidhutaha girindravakshipto api ahaha paramatmannai vibho त्वयि न्यस्तात्मत्वात् किमपि न निपीडाव भजत.
Ayi vibho paramatmanna. O all-pervading Supreme Lord, api avidhaha shuleihi. Though pierced with tridents, matitaha subuhu diggajaganaihi, trampled upon several times by elephants, dashtaha mahasarpaihi, bitten by frightful serpents, anashana garahara vidhutaha api, tormented by starvation and poisoned food, and even Girindra Vakshiptaha Saha, thrown down from mountain peaks, he, Prahlada, Nyastatmatvat Tvai, on account of his surrendering himself to you, Abhajatana Nipidam Kimapi, he felt no pain whatsoever. Ahaha, what a wonder. Continuing.
ततः शङ्काविष्टः स पुनरति दुष्टोऽस्य जनकः गुरुक्त्या तद्गेहे किल वरुणपाशैस्तमरुणत् गुरोश्चासान्निध्ये स पुनरनुगान्धैत्यतनयान् भवद्भक्तेस्तत्त्वं परममपि विज्ञानमशिषत.
Now, the story of this, what do you call that? His sister had a boon that she will not be burned in the fire. Brahmaji gave a boon to her. Holika. Then Holika came to her brother and said, I can kill him. I have this boon. So make a fire. I will sit. And Prahlada on my lap. Prahlada will be burned and I will not be touched by the fire. So Hiranyakashipu thought that is a good idea. So he made a fire, big fire. And Holika entered there and kept Prahlada on her lap. And Prahlada started chanting Bhagavan's name. And as a result, what happened? Holika got burnt. And Prahlada was saved. And she cried out to Brahmaji, what have you done? What kind of boon you gave? It is all fake boon you gave. Bhagavan said, I gave you boon for protecting yourself, not to kill Bhagavan's bhakta. And when this happened, this Hiranyakashipu was confused. Now what to do? It seems to be my son is going to be my killer. Whatever I do is not working. When he was thinking like that, the Asura Gurus, they came and told him, so tataha saha atidushtaha, then that extremely wicked person, Asya janakaha shankavishtaha. His father Hiranyakashipu, overcome by fear, Guruktva, following the Guru's advice, Arunattam Varunapashaihi Kila Tat Gehe. Don't worry, the Guru said, Chandamarka said, we will tie him with Varunapasha and put him in the ashram. And we will not allow him to go anywhere out. House arrest. And when our Guru, Shukracharya, come back, he will teach him. He will be able to teach him properly. So until then, you give us some time, we will try. So Hiranyakashipu had no other choice. So he sent him back. So Sapunaha Asannidhe Guruho. He then went to Guru's house and they tied him. But sometimes Chandamarka has to go out for some work. So whenever they were absent, Ashishad, Daityatanayan Anugan, taught the Asura boys who were with him. And he used to have, now Prahlada's teaching in Bhagavatam is very beautiful. He was 5-year-old boy. He's teaching his fellow children, classmates. And that is what first Balavihar started by Prahlada. He said, nobody work for unhappiness, but unhappiness comes to them. Then why are you wasting your life for adjusting this? We want, when the unhappiness comes, we want to avoid it. Happiness comes, we want to hold on to it. And even though, however much you try, it doesn't happen that way. It is all according to prarabdha. So why waste time in trying to adjust? Rise above it and think of Bhagavan. Spend your time in devotion to Bhagavan. He will take care of your yoga-kshema. So this is how he teaches. And he taught them Tattvam Bhavat Bhaktehe, the doctrine of devotion towards you, Paramam Vijnanam Api, and also the supreme knowledge of the self. So they all became jnanis, Asuraputras. And Chandamarka came back. All the children are sitting down and doing meditation, dhyanam. And then this surprised them. That is what is told next.
Pita Shrinvan Bala Prakaramakhilam. Pita Shrinvan Bala Prakaramakhilam Tvatstuti Param Rushandha Prahainam Kulahataka Kaste Balamiti Balam Me Vaikuntaha Tavacha Jagatam Chapi Sabalam Sa eva Trailokyam Sakalamiti Dhiro Yamagadit.
Now Chandamarka, when they saw this, they could not handle it. Immediately, they went and told Hiranyakashipu. So there is a revolution in our Gurukulam. Now, what is that? And your son is the leader. And he asked, what is happening? He teaching all our children, Asura children, Vishnu Bhakti. And they are all turned into Vishnu Bhakta. And Hiranyakashipu got really angry this time. So that is what is told here. Srinvan Akilam Bala Prakaram. Having heard that all the Asura boys, those Tutiparam, were intent upon singing your glory. Pita, the father, Rushandaha Prahayanam, blinded by rage, asked Prahlada, Hey, Kulahataha, O traitor of your race, Te Kahaha Balam, who is your strength? Dhiraha ayam agatit iti. And that courageous and wise boy replied, Me balam vaikuntaha. My strength is Mahavishnu. Sahabalam tavacha jagatam cha api. Not only my balam, he is your strength as also of the whole universe. Sa eva sakalam trailokyam. He alone constitute all the three worlds. When he heard that, he said, so far I asked people to kill you, but this time, after listening to your advice, reply, I decided myself to take care of your destruction. I will kill you myself. So with that intention, now he asked, next, last.
Are kwasau sakala jagadatma haririti prabhinte smastambham chalita karavalo diti sutaha atah paschad vishno nahi vaditumisho'smi sahasa kripatman vishvatman pavana puravasin mridayamam.
He asked, where is your Hari? Are, kwa asau Hari? Kwasau Hari? Kwasau? Oh wretch, where is that Hari? Where is he? Sakala Jagadatma, you say, is the soul of the world. Where is he? He started shouting at his son. Diti Sudaha Prabindesma, the son of Diti, Asura Hiranyaksha, Stambam Chalita Karavalaha, and taking his sword, struck at a pillar. Hey Vishnu, na asmi shaha. O Lord Vishnu, I am not capable of vatitum sahasa atapaschat. Now Bhattadri says, what happened afterwards? I am not able to explain myself because I don't know really what really happened. So, vatitum sahasa atapaschat, of narrating immediately what ensued. Kripatman Vishwatman, O all merciful soul of all world, Pavanapuravasin, Hridayamam, Lord of Guruvayur, make me feel comfortable. Now, Bhattadri said, I am not able to explain what happened afterwards after the Asura struck the pillar. And it seems in Guruvayur temple, you must have seen that in front of the Sri Kovil, there is a mandapa. There nobody sits. It's an open place. And there, and Bhattadri was sitting little far away from there. That place dedicated, still all, they must have written a board there. This is where Bhattadri sat, wrote Narayaneeyam. And it seems Bhagavan opened the pillar and appeared there as Narasimha and showed him the form of Narasimha. Then after seeing Bhagavan in the form of Narasimha, Bhattadri wrote the 25th dasakam. And that we shall see next class. Okay, time. Beautiful description is there. Narasimha. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyade Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.